And then if we go to the South, we have Outkast, Southernplayalicticadillacmuzik. Okay, now Southernplayalicticadillacmuzik came out, and people didn't know what that was. I saw something in the window. You know, you go to the record store, and I just saw Southernplayalicticadillacmuzik. And I'm sitting there trying to decipher the word because it's all together as one word. And when they tried to get this done, the record label told them it's only so many characters they could use on the album cover, because they weren't thrilled about the album title. They wanted it to be Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music. And they went like, look, call it Southern Playalistic. That sounds great. They didn't like that idea whatsoever. So they was like, no, we know what the South want. We know what we want it to look like. So after giving up on it, it became Southern Playalistic Cadillacmuzik. And those were all the characters they could fit on that album. And they used every single one, and they mashed it together, and it made people stare and look at the album because they want to figure out what it says. It was a great marketing idea by Outkast, who introduced us to a new style of sound from the South. A lyrical, we're like, whoa, where's this lyricism coming from? In Atlanta. So it just came out of nowhere. We had Players Ball in our ears, burning it. And it set the tone. Because everybody heard Players Ball and was like, man, that's what I need to get. Because Atlanta got hot due to the Freaknik just the year before. That was like big Freaknik year. Freaknik 93. So when this came out, people were down there like, yeah, coming back like, man, ATL, man, they got it going on. So when Outkast come out, people was, whoa, what's this? Southern Playalistic, man, that look like the Freaknik over there. We gotta go back. So Atlanta became our household place to go kick it. So after this goes down and Players Ball come out, you have the album. And who sets it off? Peaches. Peaches is Ray Murray's ex-wife from Slum. What's that? Organized Noise. Fat like herringbone, tight like net booty. And she come in there and lace that track with that epic line. That was it. Greetings to all the players. Then you have Ain't No Thing, My Intro to Let You Know, Southern Playalistic Cadillacmuzik, which on the song, which was the title track song, which was definitely it. Call It a While. Every week somebody had a new song on this album that was their favorite song. That's how you know you got a classic album. Get Up and Get Out. That was my buddy's song right there. He still sings that to this day. Yeah, that's what's wrong with everybody. They need to get up, get out, and get something. Crumbling Herb. That became All the Smoker song. Hoo-hoo! That became the new club anthem song. This album here is a classic reflection on hip-hop in general. In the South, you got to see exactly what they were trying to say. And yeah, the Player Ball reprise, the one with Sleepy Brown on there, who thought, my boy said, man, this is it. This song was way better than the original. You will argue somebody to death. over that song, and he gonna go until he find everybody that's on his side. I like the original version, but the one with Sleepy Brown, I like them. I like them both. So to me, it was a no-brainer for me. But a lot of people don't think so. A lot of people, I know people to this day that say ATLiens is the best Outkast album ever made. Period. And they've been trying to enlighten me. And I say, well, you know, I don't have a problem with the album. I'm just saying I thought this album was far more superior. And I said, well, let's be fair and go and take a look at it. And I heard everyone's, like responses to it. And ATLiens is like, it's far out there. Elevators came out. People thought they were going to get another type of Southernplayalictic because of Elevators. The album is spaced out. Okay, it's entirely different. You can tell the mixture of it. And during this, it's like a contrast because Andre 3000 is going through a phase. He's going through a whole life phase. And that happens in the middle of recording this album. So you have some of the songs that sound like they should have been on Southernplayalictic. Then you got some that's out of space. But lyrically, no. I agree. Lyrically, it is some very good lyrics on this song. Like, the actual song, ATLiens, where Andre 3000 just kills the entire song. That's probably one of my favorites. The Two Dope Boys in the Cadillac, I love that. Wheels of Steel. A lot of people like Jazzy Bell. And then, of course, Elevators. Millennium, that wailing song. I mean, there's a lot of songs on here that's deep and soulful, like the 13th Floor, they're growing old. And if you're listening to it, it's deep. So, you find yourself listening to some songs, but there's some songs that make you skip, like the Babylon thing, the Over the Woods. There's some stuff on here I don't really. Decada, what's that, Phasm or whatever. It's a lot of stuff you skip. So maybe it took time to grow on some people, but for me, this album just didn't have it like Southernplayalictic. It gelled well all the way through, Big Boy to Andre. This album introduced a lot of the Goody Mob too. And you had Cool Breeze on here. You had a lot of other guys on here that debuted at this time. So, just brought out a lot of good stuff. And at this time, we cue the music and bring in the other experts who tell you why they picked ATLiens, because they from the South.
Like, just the feeling of this album. Like I said, man, it was 1996, you know what I'm saying? For me, it was my 6th grade year of school, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, Pop, passed, after this album had came out. Elevators was out that summer, and then, this album came out, man, and it just really set the standard for Atlanta, man. Like, you know, being in Atlanta at that time, man, it was something that we definitely loved.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just, you know, we was waiting on our boys to drop another project, man. This was after Southernplayalicticadillacmuzik.
Now, see, if you ask me, that album set standards too because they won the album of the year at the Source Awards.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that album. That's
so they had their eyes open to what the South was doing, man.
It did, but you know, it set the standard for Atlanta and the South at the time, man.
Yeah, the South.
I mean, every time, you know, Outkast dropped something, man, it set the bar higher. Every single album of theirs, to me, is a classic.
Yes.
Hands down. There's no questioning.
No question.
No question at all.
None.
No, a lot of cats cannot see this at all, man. Like '96, like I said, was a year of a lot of great albums. You had The Coming, you had The Score, you had ATLiens, you had All Eyes on Me, you had Reasonable Doubt, you had It Was Written, you had Mo Thug's Family Scriptures, Machiavelli came out that year, Foxy Brown first album came out that year, Lil' Kim first album came out that year. I mean, that was just a good year of fucking music, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Lost Boys album came out that year. I mean, it was just great music coming out that year, man. And this was the South standard right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Space Age Pimpin' came out that year. You know what I'm saying? Space Age Forever. You know what I'm saying? With A-Ball MJG. So I mean, you know, this right here, man. Like, this was the feel of what was going on at A-Time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up around this time frame in Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? Mainstream Decatur song with Cool Breeze when that motherfucker telling a story. You feel what I'm saying?
Cool Breeze killed this shit.
Yeah.
That nigga that
called the crib. They say Breeze, you ain't know. Big time got popped in this Benzo. I say, man, nigga, I'm riding in this Lexus,
man.
I'm about to go and take this nigga to new mentions.
Then the part nigga say,
Big Slick.
He's finna go to my sister's house and God, I can't say that. I can't. Yeah, I like that.
I got my extra player card.
My extra player card.
Dog police know it, homeboy.